Hello everyone, this is Shobana from AJ Skill Development. In this video, we are going to discuss about what is lookup filter and what is the need for creating a lookup filter. Let us see with a small presentation first and then we'll move on to the org and try with some simple examples. Okay, so lookup filter is a facility given by Salesforce to set a filter on the lookup field of an object. Okay, let us see first what is the relationship. I hope you are watching this video after completing the relationship topic. So let's move on to the next slide. So relationship between the objects, as you all know, we have many types of relationship in Salesforce. In a common, we'll be using mostly with master detail and the lookup relationship. In master detail, we'll be having a strongly bound relationship between the parent and child, wherein in the lookup relationship, we have this kind of a loosely bound relationship. So in both these kind of relationship, we can have a lookup filter. So we'll see what is lookup filter with a small example so that you'll have a good understanding. So when you want to create a relationship, I hope you all know we have to do the relationship setting in the child object. So in the child object, we'll be creating a master detail or a lookup to the parent object. So there will be a field created automatically. Let us see first with an example, a standard object called a account and contact. We'll quickly jump to the org. I hope the screen is visible. So as you all know, contact is actually a child of this account. In contact object, let me open this particular record. In contact object, we have a field called account name, which is a lookup to the account. So if you actually edit this particular field, you will be able to choose the parent record here. So there is some list of records, right? So lookup filters are set upon this particular field. This is the lookup field to the account. So we'll be creating lookup filter on this particular field to display only those records which satisfies my criteria. So we are going to restrict the number of records displayed in this particular lookup field. Okay, see, you have some criteria like only if the last name starts with some character, then a particular account should be displayed, or if the mobile mailing city is like particular city name, you can give any city name here, and based on this field you can actually filter this account records. So based on some many criteria are there, we can see one by one in the org. Okay, let me go back to the presentation again. Okay, we were discussing about the relationship, right? So in this relationship, so as I told you, the lookup filters are set up on the child objects lookup field. Either it can be a master detail or lookup kind of relationship. And as I told you, what is a lookup filter? In the child object, we can filter the parent records to appear based on a criteria. Okay. So why we have to go for a lookup filter? Why we have a need for going to the lookup filter? First point, to limit the number of records available in the lookup field. So you need not expose all the records of the parent in the lookup field. They can choose only limited number of records, whichever is actually eligible for that particular record creation. You can display on that basis, or also you can also, it also improves the quality of the data. So for example, you are having some kind of records, you are going to choose some other irrelevant account. For example, I'm creating a contact and I'm choosing any irrelevant account. It's not going to create any quality data, right? So the quality of the data can be maintained by choosing the relevant parent records if you set the filter lookup filter. And also it improves the user productivity. So here how it improves the user productivity is the user is not having the user can actually do a productive job by choosing the records relevant to this particular contact. He need not sit and search for all the account and choose one account which will be relevant to this particular contact. He need not do that kind of job. He can actually easily set up a filter on this particular lookup field, and he can actually correlate both parent and child in this case. So the productivity of the user is improved here. And what is maintained security is you can also restrict the records displayed in the lookup field based on the currently logged in user, and also based on his profile and based on his role. Okay, based on these three options also, you can actually filter the parent records on the child object. So that security is also maintained here. So let us see with a small example in real time world, so that it will be easy to understand. Let me move to the next slide. Okay, so here I'm having an example like there is a driving school. Okay, there is a driving school and there are some learners. They are going to get enrolled in the driving school to learn driving from this particular school. So they have started using Salesforce as their CRM kind of thing. So whenever a learner is getting enrolled to this driving school, they check whether the age of the learner is greater than 18 years. If he is under 18, he is not allowed to enroll in the driving school. So this is my scenario. Now consider this driving school is one object in Salesforce and the learner is going to be the other object. So whenever a new learner is getting enrolled in this driving school, the learner has to choose a driver from this particular driving school to get enrolled. So the driver field is called the relationship field in my learner object. So they both are actually related together. Driving school is the parent and the learner is the child. So there is a lookup field in my child object. So I can restrict the parent records displaying in the learner object based on this criteria. Like if he is under 18, no drivers will be displayed in this particular field. Okay, I hope it will be more precise if I explain it with the org. We'll go to the org first. Okay, now let me go to the schema builder and show you what kind of relationship is there between these both objects and also the fields created in both the objects. So if you see here, driving school is one object I have created and the learner is the other object. So they both are related together. Driving school is the parent, and if you see, this is the learner is the child. So when I'm creating a lookup kind of relationship, I'll be getting this kind of field in the child. So I have renamed this particular lookup field to driving instructor. So it is actually a lookup to the driving school. So this is the lookup field. So in this lookup field, I have to set a filter based on the age of the learner, so that the the driver's name is the unique field I have created here. The driver's name will be displayed in this particular driving instructor lookup field. He cannot choose a driver if his age is less than 80. Let us first see what is happening without the lookup filter, and then we'll set that filter and then we'll try what is happening. Okay, we'll go and create the records first. Okay, so we'll create a new record. So is the site, as I told you, this is the lookup field. It is actually related to this parent object called driving school. So if I click here, all the drivers will be displayed. Okay, I can choose one driver and I'm entering the age as 11. So it is not allowed to save this record, but as per, because we haven't set any filter now, any lookup filter, it will allow you to save this record, which is an invalid record. Okay, we'll try to save this. It will get saved because no filter is set now. Okay, now we'll set the filter. To set the lookup filter, we have to go to the edit object and go to the fields and relationship of this child object. Okay, in child object, we have to go to the fields and relationship. This is the lookup field. This is the lookup field where we have to set the filter here. Okay, this is the lookup field. We have to set the filter here. So once you click this field and scroll down, we can see the lookup filter option here. As no filter is set as of now, it is not enabled. Let us enable now. We'll click this edit and scroll down and open this show filter settings. So this is the place wherein we are going to set up all the filter criteria. So as you can see, the filter criteria fields are there. You can have multiple filter criteria. So let us first select the option here. So here we have some kind of options like current record, current lookup, and current user. So in this video, we'll be covering only current record and current lookup. In part 2, we'll be covering this current user options. Okay. So current record means particularly this criteria is set based upon the learner object fields. Okay. Based on this particular object fields, this criteria will be set. So first we'll check this learner. Once you click this current records learner, all the fields in the learner object will be displayed here. So based on the current records fields, we can filter the records in the parent object. Okay, I'm going to check this age and I'm going to check it should be greater than 18, right? It should be greater than, I'm giving as 18 here. And there are more options here. Here, if you check filter type, it is required. So if you enter a wrong value, you cannot like it won't allow you to save the record because it is a required field, right? We are making it as a required. This optional is given. The user can remove the filter or enter values that don't match the criteria. Like this option is chosen. If you want to, like this is a scenario wherein you can allow the user to save the invalid record. Like he can enter age less than 18 and allow him to save. This will be useful in some kind of scenarios. So for our current scenario, we are choosing this required option and I'm going to give a message legal age cannot join the driving school. Okay, let me have some kind of message like this and I'm actually saving this. So now my lookup filter is all set and we will go back to the record creation and we'll try to create a new record now. Okay. Okay, so now it won't display anything for you. Before we were able to see all the drivers, right? So now because lookup filter is set, it won't display any parent records in this particular field. Once you enter the valid criteria, if the criteria is satisfied, for example, the age field is given the criteria, right? In this particular field, we have set the criteria. So once it is satisfied, it will be displaying there. So if I enter 11 years, now it won't get displayed. But when I enter 20 years, I will be able to see the list of drivers. Now I can choose a driver, okay? And I can actually save this record, okay? Now it will allow me to save this. But we'll have one more option. See this. So now I don't have any drivers listed here and I'm entering 20 years and I'm able to see the drivers. And when I'm trying to change the age to something like 10 or something else, and I'm trying to save the record, it won't allow me to save the record. Okay, so you cannot save with the age less than 18. Now we can see this message is displayed here where we have given in the lookup filter. So I have to change it to some age. Now it will allow me to save the record. Okay, and we'll have one more option also. We'll check that one also. Okay, you will edit it and we'll go and set one more option here. Like current record we have seen. So based on the current record fields, we have now set up a filter criteria and we have restricted the number of records displayed in the lookup field. Now I have a scenario, my parent objects, I'm going to looking for the fields in the parent object. I'm having a scenario wherein I have to restrict the user by creating a record if some other fields in the parent record, it should satisfy some criteria. For example, I have some few drivers, right? I had some few drivers in my driving school. What if the driver is not available? If he is booked for some other person? Let me show you the fields first. In the driving school, okay. If you see the driving school, we have a status here. Okay, the status will actually is a pick list field. It will show me, let me go to the record creation page. choose the driving school. So here, if you see, if I create a new driver, okay, I'm creating some new driver. I'm giving some phone number and the status is available or booked. I'm having some two options here. So if it is booked, this person will know. I'm having a criteria that whenever a new learner is getting enrolled in my driving school, only the available drivers should be assigned to that particular learner. Okay, already booked drivers' names should not be get displayed in the particular field. If that is the scenario, we can also do the same. Okay, now I'm having 4 drivers. Okay, we will see the records. Okay. Now we can see AAA, this driver is booked and Tarun is also booked. I want only Arun and Sam. These 2 drivers are only available. Only these 2 names should be displayed in the child object whenever a new learner is getting enrolled. If that is my scenario, I can also do the same here in the lookup filter. So we'll go to the edit option and scroll down. Sorry, it's not in the driving school. We have to go to the learner object. Choose this lookup field and choose this edit option. Scroll down and let me have one more option. Like now this time I'm going to choose the second option, current lookup. Current lookup is my driving school, is my current lookup object. So driving instructor is the name. I have actually renamed it. So in this I'm actually checking on the status. Okay, status. Only the available driver should be. So here also we have got 2 options. So if you choose a field, we'll be able to do something in the based on the field. Okay, based on one field, you can actually set a criteria based on one field and on the other field. Now I'm going for values because I'm going to set a filter criteria based on the pick list values. So here I'm going to click the lookup field and I'm having the options, right? Okay, so if only if the available status is actually there, those drivers name should be getting displayed. I'm all set now. And this time I'm going to give some lookup window text. Okay, enter age greater than 18 is required. Let me tell to you what is this, where this will be displayed. Okay, now we'll actually create this 2 filters. Now we have set these 2 filters. One is based on the current record and the other is based on the current lookup. Okay, we have 2 conditions here. The current lookup is like based on the field of the parent object. Okay, this thing we are doing in the child objects lookup field. So child objects lookup is driving instructor. In that particular field, we are going to set this status field we are choosing here and we are checking the value as available. Okay, now we'll save this. And again, we'll go to the record creation and open the learners. Okay, now I should get drivers, available drivers here. Okay, now I'm entering as 20 years. Only after I enter the value, valid value here, the driver's name will be displayed here. If you see here, I'm having 4 drivers in my driving schools, but the only Arun and Sam are available here. Only these 2 drivers' name are displayed here. The other 2 drivers are booked. Since the criteria is given as only the available driver should be displayed, I'm getting displayed only these 2 drivers. Okay, I can choose a driver's name and I can save the record. Okay, so you can think that where is this message displayed? Like we have given this lookup window text, right? You might not have seen anywhere age greater than 18 is required. So actually this will be displayed in the, for example, we'll go to the classic. Okay, I'm going to switching over to the classic. Let me show you there, this lookup window text will be displayed. So here is the classic one. So in this, I'm going to create a new record. Okay, new learner record. And you can see here, once I try to search a driver. I'm not able to see anything, right? This is the lookup window message will be displayed here. So it is not displayed in the Lightning Salesforce Lightning pages, but it is displayed in the Classic. Only in Classic it is available. Okay, here too you can also choose 20 years above, and then will be able to choose a driver. Okay, now we are able to see these two drivers here. So you can also do the same. Okay, so the lookup window text will be displayed in this particular Classic, not in Lightning. Okay, I just wanted you to explain that particular thing. And one more thing, so if you want to check the lookup filter set upon on a particular parent object. For example, we have now set a lookup filter on this learner child, right? This learner is a child of driving school. So if you go to the related lookup filters, okay, this is the option you have here. Okay, we don't have anything based on this learner, but when you go to this driving school, this is the parent. So whatever lookup filter is set upon this particular parent object will be available here. Okay, this is here. Go here to the lookup related lookup field. So here you can see the driving instructor, source object, learner. This particular object is using this particular parent object in the lookup filters. So you can see how many objects are using this driving school in the lookup filters. So this will be available in this parent objects related lookup filters. So that's it about the lookup filters. Okay, so I have actually few more slides. Okay. Okay, lookup filter criteria, as we have seen here, the current record. Based on the current record, we have some three options, right? Current record, current lookup, and the other things I'll be discussing in the other video. So the current record is based on the current, can reference other fields on the same record. So we have tried with age field of the learner object. Okay, and the next one is the current lookup. So if you want to set up some criteria based on the parent object fields, you can choose the second option, and you can also set the criteria here. So based on this particular criteria, the records will be displayed. And we have some few more limitations here, like we cannot set lookup filters on external lookup relationships like that. And if you have some formula fields on the child object, and if you want to reference that particular formula field, and if you want to do some kind of criteria, it is not possible to choose the formula field of the current record. Okay, it is not possible because the formula fields will be calculated only when you save the record, right? So that is not available with the lookup filter. So lookup filters, using lookup filters, we can actually create some records which is very quality. The data will be a quality data because we are going to associate the parent and child, both a relevant parent and child combinations. So that's it for this video. We'll meet, the second part is there. We have some few more options in lookup filter. We will do that in the second part. Thank you as of now. Thank you.
If you are interested to learn Salesforce, visit AJ Skill Development website. There you can find our course curriculum, and you can come to know about the list of courses we are offering. We are offering Salesforce Administrator and Salesforce Development courses. To know about us and the team, you can visit our About Us section. This is an organization we are doing Salesforce training from 2018, and we have trained and guided 2000 plus candidates so far. And if you also want to know about our placement assistance, visit our placement assistance section, where you can find the list of people and the category. You can see the list of people who got trained and placed from our side. You can also visit their LinkedIn pages to get to know about our training and also the feedback from the relevant trainees. Okay. And also, if you want to do the course inquiry, click on contact us. You will see the form. You can fill the form and submit the inquiry. Our team will get back to us. Thank you.